Welcome back, fight fans, to Gladiators of the Cage, the Road to Glory 7 here in beautiful Northfield Park, Ohio, at the Hard Rock Casino. I got it right that time, Charlie. I got it right. We're going over our next fight. It's the second amateur fight of the night. It's going to be Raleigh Abbott versus Marc Sestok.
Yeah, you know what? Another good fight on the card. Marc Sestok coming out of the same gym Zach Grossman just came out of, and we've seen that Zach Grossman and his maturity. He's training with experienced fighters and world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys. Warren Stout, his trainer, is a black belt under Renzo Gracie, so he's coming, he's ready to fight.
Absolutely. I've heard great things about Marc Sestok coming up. Guys are chirping about him. All around this weigh-ins and everything, people have been humming about Marc Sestok. Now, I don't want him to count out Raleigh Abbott. Although Sestok has a 4-inch height advantage over Abbott, I wouldn't count him out. This is Sestok's first fight. This is Abbott's second fight. Abbott is undefeated.
Right.
Let's go on ahead and send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our second event of the evening. It's in the Gladiators of the Cage amateur middleweight division. Calling for three-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 183 pounds. He stands 6 foot 2 inches tall, making his amateur debut this evening. He fights out of the Renzo Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA Fight Club from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, representing Team Pittsburgh, Marc the Maniac Sestok!
Sestok almost bumping into the ring card girl. Wonderful show. Both fighters looking very confident.
With a 72-inch reach, he's undefeated at 1 win and no losses from GOTC MMA out of Atlanta, Georgia. But representing Cleveland this evening, it's Raleigh, the Rabid Abbott! Your third man in the cage, Forrest Pats.
And they're off. First round beginning of Raleigh Abbott versus Marc Sestok, our second fight of the evening in the amateur division.
Sestok's wasting no time. He's coming out.
Abbott looking to get the takedown very aggressively, and Sestok returning with knees to the body. Both fighters are in the middle of a real serious wrestling match.
Oh, good job of Sestok. He was going to get thrown, and he grabbed the back. But a better job by Abbott keeping position. Sestok pulling guard. Remember, he has a very dangerous guard. Long build, tall and lanky. The arm bars, watch out for the arm bars and triangle chokes off the back, and he's already stacking up.
Now I have to think Abbott has already had a win in the first round via TKO. He could be a ground and pound artist. He seemed very aggressive with his wrestling. Beautiful kick to the body by Sestok, and Abbott with another takedown.
Nice job of transitioning. As soon as his back hit the mat, Abbott started throwing leather. Keep an eye on Sestok's legs. They keep working really, really high.
And that might be where the actual height and reach or advantage, as you were, of Sestok will come into play. Maybe not the punching, maybe not the kicking, but definitely it's a big advantage as far as leg triangles, neck, the arm bar, the knee bar.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job keeping his legs high and making Abbott think so he just doesn't feel that he can throw punches at will.
It appears that Sestok may be transitioning.
He's still looking for that left arm. Yeah.
Very active guard.
Good job. Abbott lets him up.
It appears Abbott has no problem with getting him back down.
Both looking underhooks right now. Sestok pushing Abbott against the fence. Abbott's going to look to circle off there, I believe. Good body shots by Sestok. Throws a couple at the leg. Nice knee by Sestok.
Beautiful. Oh, and almost failed belly-to-belly toss by Abbott.
That's a risky throw right there.
That could have been something. That could have been something bad.
Nice exchange of knees. Let's see if Sestok can finish this. He's got a high single. Abbott doing a good job fighting and sprawling his hip back. Sestok's not stopping. He's really trying to turn that corner.
Wow, and he's almost given Abbott the mount or the top position at the very least. I don't doubt that Abbott really might not want to sit in Sestok's guard too long, but I do think that him being on top is an advantage here in the first round.
Yeah, if I was Abbott, I would definitely be posturing in this position. I wouldn't leave myself low like that.
Sestok with a very active guard. Very interesting to see him constantly working his legs.
Yeah, no doubt. Doing a good job, not letting Abbott get off throwing those big haymakers that he was throwing at the beginning of the fight. Abbott realizing these legs keep moving up of Sestok, so he's staying low. He's not letting his head pop up and keeping his arms inside.
Very good technique being utilized here by Abbott.
Nice.
He needs to be careful of that arm bar. Sestok is bound and determined to get a guard submission.
Abbott still working. 10 seconds left in the round. Nice flurry by Abbott. Sestok defending well.
And that's the round.
Nice rounds. The crowd comes to their feet.
I say I'd have to give that one to Raleigh Abbott if I'm being totally honest. He landed a couple of really good takedowns, Charlie, and he finished the round out strong in a ground and pound position.
No doubt. Yeah, I think he dominated the cage a little better. Sestok doing a good job of defending, working for something up high and keeping those hands of Abbott at bay.
Now I have to say, Charlie, I may actually give the round to Abbott purely on his aggression. He came out and he came out to win and kill right off the bat. That's a great thing in these amateur fights, especially if you have these ground and pound rules. What I would watch out for is Abbott gassing himself out, as Sestok is a pretty big guy. It's a lot to handle to try to continually take him down, let him stand back up, take him down again. It's a very stressful game.
That's a really good point. You know, I don't think this is so far the way Sestok would like it. I think he would like to use that reach of his punches and his kicks a little bit more. But Abbott was really looking like he's sucking some air. He really went for it in that first round.
Abbott is breathing heavy.
Very heavy. And maybe Sestok, those jitters have kind of went away. He's got that first round under his belt. And now maybe, you know, with the experienced corner that he has, they're going to tell him, hey, slow down, relax. Let's get back to our game plan now that he's tired, because those big takedowns aren't going to happen if he's that tired.
And this is what I'm talking about with Renzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. These guys train like this all the time. They know how to put what they would call in the Gracie family. They know how to put their opponent in the cooker. Hold on to him and get the sub. Round 2 is underway.
Sestok says, I want no part of touching gloves with you. I'm coming out to fight.
Abbott looking a little wobbly, to be honest with you.
Definitely. Good clinch. Sestok has got to stifle that. Good job of getting overhooks and fighting.
Abbott has some pretty good Greco-Roman game looking like it, but I think he's missing the outside leg every time he tries that toss.
Yeah, he landed a couple good knees, but I'll tell you, I think he's really gutting through this. I believe he's really tired. If Sestok keeps making him work like this.
Raleigh Abbott is still impressing me, though. I mean, he's managed to pull the takedown on the larger opponent, not afraid of the jiu-jitsu, and he's also passing what it looks like the side mount. I would be careful for that guillotine choke, though.
Yeah, no doubt. And the more tired you get, the more things you forget. No matter how long you train, cardio is the killer of all great fighters.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't doubt that Marc Sestok has a few tricks up his sleeve as far as his jiu-jitsu game goes. He's got those long limbs. How can you not?
This is exactly like his training partner, Zach Grossman, did. Taking the back, getting that hook in.
Putting him in the cooker. Really, Charlie, he's putting him in the cooker.
Right, now he's starting to utilize that ground and pound. Nice switch by Abbott. Abbott's pushing through. He didn't like that position, and he's throwing back heavy with that right hand.
This is like a NASCAR race in a way, Charlie. What we're looking at right now is Raleigh Abbott trying like crazy to make sure he has enough wind to stay on top and finish out the round on top, because honestly, if he does, he could get the W out of it.
Notice how slow his arms are getting. He's letting them extend.
Absolutely, but I will say, if Sestok continues to pull guard and continues to try for the submissions and he doesn't get them, he's putting himself in a real serious danger of losing a decision.
That's very true. If he goes down 2-0, the third round, he's got to end it.
100%. Beautiful knees by Abbott. Sestok is still pushing in, trying to get a hold of one of Abbott's legs.
Good head control. Sestok really needs to change levels. Good overhook on the arm, the left arm of Sestok, trying to hold him back.
Abbott controlling the right ankle of Sestok and keeping him from rolling.
We're going to see who gets their feet first here.
A lot of jockeying for position in this guard position here between Sestok and Abbott. Abbott is really trying to just stay and sit in the guard and hopefully land some good ground and pound, where Sestok does not want any part of any of that tomfoolery. All he wants to do is get him in the guard, submit him, or stand back up and fight.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the game plan from Abbott is implementing, but just, oh, good shot.
Wow.
Abbott may have hurt him there. He's got to keep pushing.
That's the power of a punch. You know, anything could be happening right now, and for either one of these punches to land a clean punch, this fight could be over.
Good job of Abbott passing, getting his right knee over Sestok's left knee. If he can keep that position, he could really work ground and pound, but I have fear he's going to run out of time to do any more.
Abbott pushing Sestok back into the fence.
10 seconds left in this round.
Could Abbott finish the round out on top again?
Nice left hands. Abbott's finally, oh, good hammer fist. Good way to finish for Abbott. Another close round, but it looked like Abbott again really pushing forward and gutting it out.
Right now, Raleigh Abbott to me right now, Charlie, is looking like the Steve Prefontaine of fighting. He knows he's winded, and he knows that's how he's going to fight, but he's still doing it. He's still going out there for it. Well, he doesn't care.
He has the heart of a gladiator. That's why he's here tonight. He's really pushing through, and he's doing a great job. He's got one more round, and he is really gassed.
Wow.
Taking some heavy breaths there. Sestok looks like he's regrouping. He caught a couple good punches, but look at the experience. He's got Wilkins in his corner. He just main event fighter himself. He's trying to get him in there and tell him, hey, listen, let's implement what we need to do. Now it's time to get this game plan, and let's try to take this third round and win this fight.
Absolutely. This is going to be a very exciting third round. I personally have it scored 2-0 Raleigh Abbott. That could go either way in the eyes of the judges. There have been a lot of submission attempts, and you never know how that's going to end up.
It really is. And, you know, we do a lot more fights in the Pittsburgh area. These fans in this area and judges are used to that ground and pound. They may put a little more weight on that ground and pound, so I'm going to be curious to see how they scored.
That's definitely possible, and that's one of the very distinct differences between Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania in general amateur MMA and the Ohio MMA. It's very different with the ground and pound, different judging and different wins.
I think they're going to go for it in this third round. I really do.
I would see hopefully one of them finishing. I would hope that Sestok would go in for the kill. He sees that Abbott is gassed. He's walking funny. I would expect Abbott to go in and try to clinch and just get another takedown.
Sestok needs to circle. He can't back up against that cage, or Abbott's going to do that every time and change that level.
And Sestok's takedown defense hasn't been that great these last 2 rounds. I would hope that he would be able to sprawl out. It looked like his coach, Mike Wilkins, was going over a couple of different ideas with him in the corner. But, you know, really, he needs to turn. He needs to take control of the center
there
of the
it
cage.
is. You called it, Grant, and that's exactly what he did.
Beautiful.
He was just waiting for that to happen. Abbott was using good body positioning, just keeping pressure up against that cage, but Sestok swung it around real fast. He's looking to get that left arm in for an underhook. Now he actually has the underhooks, and he's looking for possibly a takedown or a switch of his own here.
Abbott throwing knees coming dangerously close to the groin. Still effective nonetheless.
I knew that was going to catch up with him at some point.
That was going to happen. We all saw that happening. Am I right, Charlie?
Yep, there it is. He's got the back. Now he's got to work those punches. He's got both hooks in now. Oh, good job by Abbott, turning back into it. Sestok back to his feet. Good flurry on the ground. Abbott's really digging, holding on to that single.
If I were Sestok's corner right now, I would not be too concerned about really getting off right now. I would weigh him down, and I would try to hold onto his neck and get him to gas out, and then try to finish him with punches.
Oh, good right hand. Sestok really loaded up on that one. He's been waiting to land that one. He's got to get those hands free and throw a couple more of those. Abbott's just going to try to turn back into him, facing him face to face. Sestok's got to try to keep his back. Maybe if he goes for that body triangle like Grossman did his teammate, maybe we can see the same results.
Absolutely. It appears that Raleigh Abbott just has a very good instinctual technique as far as turning into the back mount.
He sure is. He's a tough guy. He's really gutting this out. Both guys are really putting it on the table now. Right hands by Sestok.
Sestok is going to start doing some work with that right hand.
Like to see him get that right hook in. Nice body shot. Oh, good elbow.
Elbows. I'd like to see some knees. I'd like to see a little more coming out of Sestok right now. If I were him, I'd be fighting with just a bit more urgency due to the nature of the fight.
His corner's yelling at him to work. They know this is a close one, and Abbott may be up a little bit, but what persistence by Abbott on those body locks and those takedowns. Great roll through. Oh, he's going for a knee bar, it looks like. Abbott's fighting it.
Abbott. What heart by Abbott.
Abbott sensed it, and now he's trying to stack him. Looks like he's looking for a Kimura here. Good roll, he's in top position. Still got a hold of the left leg. He's going to try to spin over for a knee bar if he can step across, it looks like. They may be too close to the cage, Grant.
It's a very dangerous technique to try to roll into a bar move against the fence.
10 seconds left. Sestok's got to push the action.
This is going to be a very tough fight to judge. I do not envy their job tonight.
Neither do I, Grant. I'm glad I'm up here.
And that's it, folks. Raleigh Abbott versus Marc Sestok. Wonderful technique employed by both fighters. Abbott with a very grinding wrestling move.
A really great debut by Sestok. I mean, that first fight in there and just going for it. Just the adrenaline alone that you dump when you get into that cage for the first time. And he was able to go full 3 rounds. And once again, with ground and pound.
Absolutely. And And Sestok, his guard was so active, and his ground and pound could have been a little better, but it was also very active in the third round. I almost wonder if you wish you would have switched up the idea in the first round as far as getting on top and getting off a little bit with the ground and pound.
As we go right back to the very beginning, those jitters, you know, you want to go out there and you want to show you what you've been training for so long because you've held it in all that time.
And this is what it's all about, Charlie. We watched Marc Sestok walk in there, an unseasoned fighter, an inexperienced fighter, and right now look at the smile on his face.
That's what it's all about. You know,
Absolutely.
get that first one under your belt. Sestok with a shout out to all the Pittsburgh fans, and it seems like a pretty even split crowd here. A lot of people traveling to watch their fellow teammates and friends.
I am just really excited to find out what the decision is going to be on this one, Charlie.
It's taking a little bit of time. You know, I think the judges are really considering that third round. Did Sestok do enough to maybe sway the judges on that? Because it was a dominant round, it seemed, for Sestok.
Could it be a 10-8? Could this turn into a draw?
That's a very good possibility. I like to show respect here at the end.
And now to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for both of these fighters. I got tired just watching this fight. We have a split decision. One judge scored it 29-28 for red corner Abbott. One judge scored it 29-28 for Sestok. And your third judge scored it 29-28 for your winner by split decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Sestok. Mark, he took you away. What do you have to say?
I have to give a sincere thank you to two people individually. First, my head coach, Warren Stout, at Stout Training Pittsburgh. Without this guy, I would never have been really close to being here. And second, sincere thank you to an individual, my girlfriend, Natalie. Baby, I love you so much. You do everything for me. And overall, if you made the trip out here from Pittsburgh, just know that I love you and I think about you guys every single day. I love you guys. Thank you.
Mark, was he as tough as you expected him to be, or tougher?
He was, I knew I would have a bigger gas tank. That was just the game plan from get-go. But I knew his wrestling, he's a stud. He wrestled at Kentucky, I think. He's a great wrestler. It's about what I expected.
Let's hear it one more time for your winner by split decision, Mark the Maniac Sestok. Pittsburgh 2, Cleveland nothing. Let's take it back to Grant and Charlie.
All right, what a fight we just had between Raleigh Abbott and Marc Sestok. That was an amazing decision, and I have to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with it.
You know what? Both fighters laid it all on the table, and that's the thing. When you let it go to the judge's hand, you can say what you want, but I think the judges did their job. And, you know, it was a close fight, could have went either way. I'm glad I'm up here, and I'm glad the judges are down there.
Without a doubt. Now, I have to give props, though, to Marc Sestok. He got the decision. He got a split decision win, but he did it, I'm guessing, mostly through the submission attempts that he pulled. He did more damage in the third round, and that tied it up for him. That must have sealed the deal for him. But I will say the submission attempts were constant. It was beautiful.
Absolutely. He's a fighter that goes for it. Whether he's on his back or he's standing, he's going for it.
It's beautiful.
I
It's
hate
the
to see
long
the guy
legs
lose.
and the Renzo Gracie team. That's what it is.
The second in a row. They're 2-0 tonight.
That's it. All right. Now a word from our sponsors.